So today I'm introducing the Litter Robot 4 that we got for our 2 Bengal kittens. I have it strategically placed in our front room, away from our living area and away from our food, but it's also away from water. So that was something when researching where to place a litter box. Usually you want it kind of out of way of most of the noisy places that are high traffic areas for you and your family, but you want it close enough that the cats don't have to go way out of the way to get to it. So I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons that I've found when having the litter robot. I've had ours for about 1 month so far. So at this point, some things I really like about it it's super lightweight. So if you do need to move it, you can pick it up by yourself. I thought I was going to need David's help to move it and put it together. The ease of putting it together was great. Like, what do? You open the box, take it out, you find where you want to put it. I did end up purchasing the mat. That is a 2-layer mat that goes with it, so you literally can open it up and dispose of the litter that gets trailed out when they come out of the litter box, right? So all of this is included. The initial litter box, the drawer, there are 2 litter box drawer bags, but you do have to buy the odor seal separately, and any additional bags and litter is separate. So when it comes to setting it up, you take it out, you set up the settings. As you can see here, from there, we were deciding placement. So originally we had it in the living area because the kittens were just brand new to us, but then we did move it over out of the way a little bit more. The cats were super easy to adapt to that. They understood the change really fast. They understood the smells. They actually were using a regular litter box before we got this one, and switching them over was super easy. They actually loved it. So a couple considerations with your litter robot. Number 1, the ease of use and the number of cats that you have. We have 2 cats. I was told either getting 1 or 2 litter boxes per cat was going to be best. We're suiting with 1 for now. As they get older, we're gonna see we might need a second one, but right now, 1 is good enough. Odor control is pretty good. It's actually pretty quiet when it does turn. You can set how often you want it to refresh the litter. At one point I had it 15 minutes because it was suggesting if you have really active cats, spacing out longer. But as they started going to the bathroom more, I actually decreased that to 5-minute intervals. And the settings you can change on your phone app. So it's super convenient. It'll also alarm if it gets a fault turn. So if the cats jump in the middle of it, it stops. Safety-wise, that's great. Apparently in the past several series, they had some issues with that where it would just keep turning and the cats were in the litter box. The other convenient element is, hey buddy, is the cats do like it and have not had any issues using it. So even when I switched to litter, which I'll go into in a second, that didn't affect them at all. So what are the cons? You do need to clean it. So wiping it down about every 10 to 14 days is going to be really important for their health and your health, because it will start to smell on the inside, especially if they have runny stool or anything like that and it gets on the outside rubber area. You need to clean that off. I always recommend wiping out around the outside too, which is the surface area the cats and you are exposed to. The other thing that I've noticed is no matter what type of litter I've put in, a lot of it does come out when they jump out. Just because they're Bengals, they like to jump, it tends to trail with them. So really being aware of that. Now, when it comes to how much litter to put in the bottom, there is a ring on the bottom for the ideal litter amount. It'll also tell you in the app, like if you're getting low, when to put in more. So I actually try to keep it right about that line or slightly below. And it's about 8 pounds of cat litter. So depending on how frequently they're using it and depending on the litter type, you're gonna have to replenish that more. I will say one of the downfalls with this litter box is I have not found the optimal type of litter when it comes to preventing the cats from sneezing, clumping, as well as residue and not wasting litter. I started out with a pine litter, which was a waste. It literally turned the whole thing the first couple of days and it was a waste of litter. Then I switched to a clay-based litter, but they had allergy issues and were sneezing nonstop. So I switched to a charcoal clay-based litter and they've been doing really well with that now. However, like I said, it does tend to trail out with their paws. So to me, those are the only two downfalls with the litter robot, is the amount of cleaning that you have to do with it to keep it hygienic, and also the litter and finding the best balanced litter for your pets and for the litter robot itself. But honestly, like, the cats love it. It does remove the daily scooping of poop, but obviously you're still gonna have weekly scoopings of poop, right buddy? And making sure that your cats are happy and healthy. So at the end of the day, highly recommend the litter robot, especially if you have 1 or 2 cats. If you're gonna have more than that, you might need more than 1 litter box, but that is just the nature of the game, and making sure that your pets have a good living environment.